Welcome to Right Size Your Life. I'm Jenna Chmielewski, Seniors Real Estate Specialist with ERA Reardon Realty. Do you remember the TV ads for reverse mortgages? And you would see Robert Wagner, Henry Winkler, Tom Selleck, nothing like an actor to give you confidence about a financial product. So we all thought that they were scams. But did you know there are some actual good financial applications for reverse mortgages? So here to learn a little bit more about reverse mortgages is my good friend Beth Ploof from At Home Mortgage. Welcome, Beth.
Hi, Jenna. Thanks for having me. I'm no Magnum PI, but I'll try to do my best.
I'm sure you will. So, Beth, you and I have worked together really well over the last few years. And what I love about you is your dedication to your clients and your vast knowledge. You've taught me so much about the mortgage world.
That was nice, Jenna. Thanks. Thanks.
And in addition, we have bonded because you and I are both in similar situations. We're part of the sandwich generation where now we are at that point in adulthood where we're sandwiched and having our own careers, our own lives, but now we're working with our parents and trying to meet their needs.
It is true. It is true. I think we both kind of went through the same experience. In fact, I think our moms were 4 doors down in short-term rehab at one point.
Yes.
So
the same location.
Absolutely. Yes. four doors down. Yeah. So, yeah, but I think that has helped me or kind of led me down this path, and you as well, I think, too, led us down this path of there's some things that we don't quite think about in our everyday lives. You know, I'll tell you, I'll tell you my mom's story, but the people watching don't. So let's just, quick story, she went into short-term rehab. It was recommended that she stay long-term. She didn't want to, like most seniors, and I'm sure your mom didn't either, right? Mm-hmm. They were very adamant. They wanted to come home. And we know that financial burden can sometimes be quite large for our elderly family. So a reverse mortgage is a good option to help them get back home and stay at home for as long as possible.
That's great. Yeah. So explain to our audience what exactly is a reverse mortgage.
So a reverse mortgage, Jenna, is just like a mortgage, right? It's a lien against your property, and you get a loan on the equity in your house. Okay, so it's not like, I think there's some myths that go along with reverse mortgages, that you have to sign your house or the title to the house to the bank, and now the bank owns your house. And that's just not true. It's just a lien. It's just a loan against your house. Now, the biggest difference is instead of the balance going down, the balance goes up. Okay? But this is the good part. You don't have to make a payment. So you can take the equity either all at one time or over the course of many years, and you don't have to make a payment. So if you already have a mortgage, you just eliminated a payment if you refinance into a reverse mortgage, and you've supplemented some income by being able to take that equity out as well. Yeah.
So what are the qualifications for a reverse mortgage?
So it's important to know you have to have some equity in your house, okay, in a good substantial amount, 62 years of age or older, and we have to make sure that you have the amount of money to still pay your taxes, your homeowners, and you have to maintain the home. Gotcha. So those are some key attributes to remember. Yeah.
Okay. So you talked about a few of the myths. What would you say are the biggest myths about a reverse mortgage?
Well, first, like we talked about, the first myth is the bank is going to own my home. And that's, it's no different than a regular mortgage. The bank has a lien against your house. You still own the home. You are still in title. I think another myth is my kids aren't my heirs. No one's going to get the house. And that's not necessarily true either. If you had a forward mortgage or a regular mortgage, your heirs are still going to have to pay that mortgage off. after you're no longer with us. So it's the same idea. That mortgage just has to be paid off. I think there's also a little bit of a scary note that it's a misconception that you're going to have to pay off the mortgage and the mortgage is going to be more than what your house is worth. Mm-hmm. And then, all of a sudden again, you lose your house because you can't pay a house off for more than it's worth. But luckily, some of those naughty things that were happening maybe in the early 2000s have gone away. And there's some laws in place that say that your heirs or anyone else who is going to purchase the house, the mortgage can only ever be for the amount the house is worth, the fair market value. You don't have to pay back more than what the value of the house is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. If your kids choose to buy it, they can actually only buy it for 95%, even if the balance is over as well. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, good protections have been put into place because it's a good product, and we all know that they're scary. You hear reverse mortgage, and everybody's like, oh no. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, other than being in the same rehab, our mothers also were both very, very adamant that they were not going to go to a retirement community.
No.
You and I know I'm a big fan of retirement communities.
You are.
I can't wait to move into one.
You don't have to cook every night, right?
I know.
That
I
would
don't
be
have
the best
to
part
cook.
right there.
I don't have to clean. Somebody cleans my apartment, and I can go play
cards
or go watch live music. I'm all for it.
I'm not super familiar, but do they have like an open bar?
Happy hours.
Yes, see? Can we go now?
Right. I'm ready. But they were not.
Okay, fair enough. You're right.
So let's talk about the applications for someone that is adamant to stay in home or age in place. When can a reverse mortgage be beneficial for them?
Yeah. So I think there's a couple different, we're going to talk mostly about where you're currently living, right? So there's a couple different applications for that money. Mm-hmm. One, modifications to the home. My mom is now wheelchair bound. Mm-hmm. So her doors were not wide enough for her wheelchair to fit through. There are 2-story homes. There are bars that maybe I'm thinking bathrooms. Those modifications to the house can be done with that money that you get from the equity in your house. Another one is caregivers, right? So I think your mom had caregivers, and my mom has a caregiver that comes in, and those added expenses are not something probably that we think about in retirement. So that extra equity that you're pulling out of your house can also help with some of that in-home care that you're now getting instead of the care that you would be getting in a community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to think about this, but end of life.
Yes.
Unfortunately, if we get to that point, if your loved one, if you want to be with your loved one as they're transitioning, you can use a reverse mortgage for supplemental income.
Yep.
To help pay for additional staff, to pay for any kind of medical equipment, or if you're taking a leave from work, that can be your income, correct?
You are 100% correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think it's important to remember, I don't know if we talked about it yet, but everyone always thinks about your retirement as your 401k, your savings. No one ever thinks about the fact that our older population has gained quite a bit of equity in your house, and you don't think about that as a retirement asset. You only think about your retirement in your 401k. So tap into that. That's the time to tap into that. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And speaking of tapping, we're going to have to tap out for this time. We're running out of time, but I know you've got plenty more to share with us, and so we're going to do a second show. So I'm very excited about that. So in the meantime, if somebody wants to learn more about a reverse mortgage or a forward mortgage, no matter what direction,
whatever kind of mortgage you need,
how would one get a hold of you?
Absolutely. They can give me a call, 517-812-1866.
Great.
Drop me an email, beth@homemichigan.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks, Jenna. This was fun.
We'll see you again soon.
Good. Good.
And thank you for joining us. And if I can be of any help, I'm so happy to help in any way. I'm Jenna Chmielewski, Seniors Real Estate Specialist with ERA Reardon Realty. And you can reach me by 517-937-5232, or you can email me at realtorjennacares@gmail.com. Thank you so much and have a fantastic day.